Well, my first thing is to mention my brother-in-law, BJ Earps. He has nothing to do with his speech, but he bet me $20 that I wouldn't, so I'll take that $20. To be honest, first, I would just like to thank the committee and to everybody who saw fit to have me as the class of 2019. And just like all of the other class, it makes the waiting that much sweeter after 20 and 30 years that you feel like you've played the sport. Sometimes you think, I wonder if they remember that. So it's just a thrill to be here. Like Coach Reeves has said, the Lord actually allowed me to have a very storied career in high school and in college. And although there was a time where the majority of my life, basketball was an idol, something that I put in front of the Lord, but the Lord actually used my husband my senior year to kind of speak that truth into my life, that there was a lot more out there than just basketball, and my relationship with the Lord was more important. And so I will forever be grateful. I'm not going to cry. For him, for sharing that with me. I'm also thankful for godly parents who understood the importance of what this sport could do for us. Having a set of twins, we would always be outside shooting, and my dad would say, you know, there's no way I can send 2 kids to college, so you need to get scholarships. So we would be outside shooting, but he also understood the importance of of being just a parent and not coaching us. And so I'm thankful to a set of parents who actually were parents and made sure that I understood that my role was a player, and my role was to listen to my coach, my high school coach, who was just amazing. And so I'm thankful for that. When I started playing basketball, it was because my 6th grade teacher found me and my sister playing. We went to a Christian school, and we had shorts under our skirts so we could play tackle football with boys. And he caught us at recess, and so he banned us from playing football. So he grounded us for the last 3 months of school to play basketball. And so that was my 6th grade year. And we hated it. We wanted to be playing with the boys, but that was actually how we started playing basketball. And Coach O'Neill, my high school coach, decided that the very next year he was going to start a girls basketball program. And so he asked if we would want to play, and we were like, well, we've been playing for 3 months, and we're not that bad, so I guess we'll continue to play. I will always be grateful for my high school coach, John O'Neill, who saw an incredible desire to be the best and to win in myself and my sister. We are extremely competitive. He also did not shy away from telling us what we had to do to become the best. We practiced like most college teams throughout middle school and high school, even taking 2 weeks before basketball season started and just doing conditioning. And he was not satisfied until we were all at a level of endurance that would outrun any team in the state. To this day, my favorite movie is Hoosiers, and I felt like that I always had a coach, Norman Dale, that was in my career. A funny story, my sister and I would always watch things before school, and so we'd stick in Hoosiers and probably watch it in 20-minute increments for 6 years before school. And so we could probably quote that movie front and back. But I would also not be standing here today if it wasn't for my sister. The Lord knew that there needed to be 2 of us, and he did make us 2 of the most competitive people. Her wanting to be better actually made me better. So when I would see her go outside and shoot, even if I didn't want to, I would go outside and shoot so she would not be better than me. We would dribble around our street. Our street was probably 6/10 of a mile, and we would start and go between the legs and between the legs and between the legs, and whoever made it first without making a mistake was the winner. And we would start all the way, and we'd do it over and over and over again and get so angry if she beat me or if I beat her that we would start over and do it again. We also got in a lot of fights. One time I did push her into the basketball pole and knocked her unconscious. And when I came inside, my mom said, "What's wrong with Sarah?" And I said, "I don't know." So that was a Wednesday too. So Wednesday night church was very fun. Another funny story, and then I'll kind of move on. We actually had a double date with a couple boys from our church. And, you know, it was kind of like the Christian date where everybody sets up tables, and then you go with some boys and into the fellowship hall, and it's all decorated real nice. But to get to the fellowship hall, we had to pass our high school gym. And so as we were walking by, Sarah and I heard the basketballs dribbling. And so we found our seats with our dates and then said, "Will you excuse us? We need to run to the ladies' room." And so we ran down into the gym and found 2 boys playing basketball. So this was back when you wear hose and dresses, high heels. And so we saw those 2 boys. We took off our shoes. We pulled our hair up. We played them 2-on-2, and we beat them. And then we walked back into the fellowship hall, sweaty, mascara running down our face, holes in our hose. And the guys just looked at us, and we were like, I'm sorry, there was a couple of boys that we needed to beat. So needless to say, we did not get asked out again by those guys. But very few people actually get to play with somebody that they know. I knew exactly what Sarah was going to do. As soon as she got the ball down the floor, I knew it. I knew where I needed to be. And so it's just a tremendous blessing to say that I started my career in 7th grade with her and then finished playing with her as well. And I can't wait to celebrate you when you're up here. One of the people that believed in us the most was Coach Reeves. Like he mentioned, he told us from when we were in 7th grade that we were going to play for him one day. And we told him that he was crazy, that we were not good enough to play. But his belief was a driving force in what made us work hard, because he saw something that we didn't see. And so every summer at camp, he would say, yeah, you're going to play for me one day. And so that made us actually go back and practice more because of what he saw in us. Like he said, on paper, it actually made no sense why we would choose Liberty. They had gone 5-22 the year before we got here. He wouldn't even let us come and watch them play because he was afraid that we wouldn't come if we saw them play. We were offered scholarships by West Virginia and by Virginia Tech and by Radford, but when it came time to choose, Sarah and I both said Liberty. And I truly think that was a God thing, because we had such a good relationship with Coach Reeves, and both of us felt that was where God allowed us to go. He believed that we could play a part in turning a program around. All the pieces fell into place to make an immediate impact, and I will always be forever grateful for the way he recruited us and believed us and coached us. I think one of the biggest blessings is seeing how much of a desire that Coach Reeves had to win and to succeed, and to be able to watch it happen while you're playing for him will hold a special place in my heart. One of my most favorite moments is winning our first championship, and everybody is rushing the floor, and all I could think about was running and giving him a hug. And so that's what we did, and they zoom in on the coach, and I come and I give him a hug, and Sarah comes and gives him a hug. It was like that's what we felt like we needed to do. And just to see that happen and knowing how much a championship would mean to him was just a special memory. Like he said, on a side note, I'm so thankful that my trainer is here. Angie battled through 4 years of wanting me not to ever dive for a ball again. She quickly realized that her 4 years with me would be spent in anticipation of when I would dive for a ball, when I would lose a tooth, when I would need stitches, or popping my shoulder back into place. In 2016, 3 years ago, I actually tore my Achilles playing basketball, and Angie was the first person I called. And I said, hey, guess what I have ahead of me? 9 months of physical therapy because I just tore my Achilles. But she was just such a great part in keeping me healthy, and I know she heard a lot of it from Coach Reeves. Now, I need her to play in this game, so you have to get her healthy. So, most people always, they get to the end of their career, and they can only hope that they are peaking at the right time. And I believe that Coach Green came along at a good time. Although coaching change from my junior year to my senior year was not what I would have pictured, it was exactly what I needed to become a better player. It grew me as a player, and it grew me as an adult, and it allowed me to have a different depth to my game. I was able to adapt after a few struggles and finish my career as the Player of the Year for the Big South. And I am so thankful that the Lord brought Coach Green to Liberty, and I'm thankful for the impact that he had on me and that he still has on this program. I can remember when we started becoming popular on campus, we would have to go to these events where we'd sign autographs for little girls, and we'd show up in the mall, and all these little girls would come up and want your autograph. And I remember thinking that I should probably write a verse or something on there. And so I started to write Psalm 16:8. I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand, I shall not be moved. And the verse has stuck out to me because it caused me to look back on if I really did set the Lord before me. And for the majority of the time that I was here, the answer is probably no. But there are many times that I failed to do that and still fail to do that, but the Lord is still faithful even when I fall short. And he saw fit to give me talent to play the game of basketball, to allow me to work at it, and to give me the drive and desire to be the best. And not many people can say that they won 3 state championships in high school and turned around a program and won 4 championships in college, and on to the next and the next and the next. And I get excited to see what Liberty is going to do in the future. But just knowing that I had a part in the beginning of that program will hold a special place in my heart. And I am forever grateful for this school and for the opportunity to play the game that I love. Go Flames.